You can check out all the episodes of The Table of Truth on our website, www.tableoftruth.com.
You're listening to The Basements.
Welcome everybody to The Table of Truth. This is your man Cam, as always, is with me.
Yo, what's up? It's your man Pope. No funny name today.
What up, what up? D Grimes, Rick Grimes. I guess I had to use a funny name. What up, y'all? Dwayne.
It's your boy Killer Cam, Crash Cam, reporting from the mothership.
And this is Aunt Frazier with the most to toast, coast to coast. Yeah.
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 The most to toast? What does that even mean?
Back to back.
Yeah.
We are back talking about sports. We got the draft. We got free agency. We got Serena Williams. There's tons of things going on. We have the New York Knicks booing their draft pick, but then kind of liking them after. We got so much stuff going on. We have a Laker fan. We have a Bulls fan. We have a Knicks fan. And I'm going to give it to you, New York Knicks. Tell me about your draft. How'd you guys do?
All right. First, I'm going to blame ESPN because I think they're the most biased, hating. When it comes to the Knicks, it's always a joke. When I see that little kid that they showed with that little kid that they showed at the draft crying, I'm going to punch him in his mouth when I see him, man. I don't care about a little kid who can't even spell the Knicks. They showing him crying. I could care less. Yo, that's ESPN. They bring us all the way down. Now watch the ridership go all the way up. Once this man start doing good, oh, he's good. So that's ESPN. I'm not feeling y'all. Y'all do not like the Knicks. Everything is a joke. Now let's get to the pick.
Yo, I don't think it's
This
just
dude-
the Knicks, man. I think it's
No,
I think it's the
but
fans, man.
every statement is a joke with ESPN with the Knicks. It could be anything, and it's the Knicks.
All right, talk about the pick. And then I'll talk. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right, this pick right now, from what I said, from what I'm seeing right now,
Oh, drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please.
Let's
D,
Yo, can we record this statement and
No.
read it a year from now?
No, this statement is not over the top yet until I hear the rest of y'all talk. Then I'm gonna do my over the top shit. But I can say right now, from what I see, I think he should have been the number one pick. I think he's gonna be better than all three of those players. One, he's 7'3". He dribbles like he's a shooting guard. He has a handle. You cannot stop his jump shot. All he needs now is that weight. He has the moves, and he plays aggressive. He's not a softie like everybody said he's going to be. He's getting 2 blocks. The last 2 games, he's getting 2 blocks, so he does defend. So I think he will be the best player out of this draft class for the next 3 years. That's my bold statement.
All right.
That's a fair assessment.
Cam,
I'm gonna piggyback off Porzingis because I'm a supporter, and the reason why is because we almost drafted him. But the reason why we didn't draft him, and the reason why people booed that Knicks pick, is because we don't think the Knicks would allow him to develop because they want right now players. Porzingis is not a right now player. He's a 3 to 5 year down the line player. He's going to develop into something. I think he's something special. I agree with you. He could possibly be the best player in the draft, but the top 2-3 teams are not going to take that chance because you can get fired if he turns out to be Darko and not Dirk. You know what I'm saying? So no GM's going to take that. And Knicks fans, it's New Yorkers, man. They overreact to anything. Like I said, I watched tape of this dude, and I was like, yo, this dude looks like the business. And I was kind of open to drafting him, being a Laker fan, but we couldn't take that chance. We just can't take that chance to draft this kind of dude that's unknown. And he has the 2 knocks on him. He has to go to the weight room, and he has to deal with the New York media and being in New York. But he seems like he speaks very good English. He seems like his attitude towards the game is unlike other Europeans who come and figures just be soft. I think he's going to turn out to be very well. I think he has a high ceiling. He could be somebody special. Even James Worthy said he's going to be a mix between Dirk and Durant. You know what I'm saying? So that's saying a lot, you know?
Yeah, and you know what's funny? They did a trivia question about hip hop. They did a quote for Biggie, and he was dead on, right on. They said a quote, oh, that's Biggie. I was like, okay. He knew Drake. Like he's not the average, like you said,
European.
European.
Yeah,
He
he knows
knows
what's
his
up.
stuff. He knows what's up. Yeah.
I like the pick. Who else was you gonna pick? You're not gonna pick Justice Winslow. You're not gonna pick Emmanuel Mudiay. Maybe you could have picked Mudiay. Y'all needed a point guard. Y'all thought y'all was gonna get Russell or Okafor, who I also think Okafor is really nice. He's gonna be a player to be reckoned with. But the Knicks made the right choice. Rebuild, tear it down. Forget what Melo is talking about. Melo made his bed when he forced that trade from Denver. When he could have had a squad. Yep. So they could have had Wilson Chandler. They could have had Danilo. They could have had a nice young nucleus.
Timothy, what you call it?
Mozgov. It was all there. Look at him now. So, oh well. Just sit back and embrace the youth or embrace the movement. You guys got Jerry Grant, which is a nice pickup. Very nice pickup. So you got Cle Anthony early. You got the dude Richard Leto. You got that one dude that he's like a European, Alex Ved. He came in like the last 20 games, was killing it.
He did good. He got hurt.
But no, like you said, Cam, the New York fans, they're impatient. The New Yorkers.
It's
media.
New Yorkers.
Stephen A. Smith, I pray to God he eats his words. He was talking like he called up ESPN and said, I want to talk about this. Like he
started this.
Yeah, he was dogging Phil Jackson. He was dogging the pick. He was like, you lied to us. You said we were going to win games immediately. I'm like, come on, man. You're realistic with your team.
What are you gonna like? Who, unless he was getting one of them top 2-3 players, who are you gonna get realistically?
And that's gonna game. Today he was complaining, saying he could do a better job than Phil Jackson. I'm like, all right, man.
That's why
stick to your job.
Stick to what you do best. I mean, you're NBA. I respect this NBA swag, but sometimes he be full of it.
Well, all right. What do you guys think about the whole DeAndre Jordan thing? Do you think that was fucked up? That he went back on his word? Does it matter because
because he didn't sign a contract. It's a verbal agreement that does not hold up. That's what the NBA. That's the rules of the NBA. Now, granted, you would hope to say that a guy that says I'm going to sign with you is going to stick to his word, but the reality of it is, at the end of the day, DeAndre probably got wind of saying, "Look, I am not that good of a player to be coming over here and being the man." And
free throws. That's what he heard.
Yeah, no, check it out. So he probably realized that he was going to be the man, and they pumped him up saying he was going to average 20 and 20. Nobody's can average 20 and 20 except Wilt. Not even Shaq could do that. You know what I'm saying? And he realized they didn't have a point guard, which they do now, but they didn't have a point guard at the time. And he looked like he was trying to be a franchise.
Not a point guard in my eyes, but go ahead.
At one point, he used to be, but
he's got to come back.
He's got to come back. I still believe in him if he stay healthy, but that's a if. But the thing is, though, DeAndre can average 57 wins on a Clipper squad with one of the greatest point guards to play the game and have a team nucleus and be in there and put his ego aside, man, and just be Tyson Chandler. And he caught wind of that. And I think Doc Rivers' daughter went to go talk to him, wink, wink, to convince him to stay with the Clippers. You know what I'm saying?
His mother called.
Yeah. Well, I think it was I don't know. It's one of those things where like Mark Cuban jumped the gun, and I think it made it more than it was really going.
That's why he got fined. You're not supposed to talk about players that are not signed before the trade deadline. Yeah. And he jumped the gun. As an owner, he's one of the greatest owners. But he counted his chickens before they were hatched.
Well, I got two things on this. Number one, this is a testament to Melo. Well, a lot of players who go to certain teams and put that pressure on their back. Like for instance, I got so much respect for Mark Stoudemire, even though his knees are pudding pops. But at least he took on and say, "Yo, I'm gonna put New York on my back," and made them relevant again, and he did. So when I see Jordan, it's like a lot of people talk a lot, but it's a lot to be put on your shoulders that you got to be the man. Like it's easy for us to knock a person, but he couldn't take that responsibility. So I lost respect with him on that. Number two, yo, you're a grown man, and this is your profession, and you're supposed to be more professional than not call somebody. It was like you were scared to call Cuban. If Cuban came to you with a contract, $80+ million on the table, saying, "Yo, what we doing?" You said, "I'm signing this deal." That's big business. And then you cancel on him with like 10 minutes left before free agency starts. Like, just show me the respect and tell me earlier so I can make other moves and call other players. By the time you told me, other teams was popping their champagne already. Like, that's not good business.
Hey, is this? I hear you, Ant, but is this something new?
It is to me. Yo, I agree with Aaron.
No. I'm talking about is it if there's 10 days to make a decision and then allow other teams. What if another team came with a better offer and said, instead of going back to the other team, he was like, you know what, I'm gonna go take this offer because it's like Bargnani. No, he didn't verbally commit to anything, man.
Think about it. You said, yeah, I'm gonna sign on blah 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 date.
So he's not allowed to change his mind.
He is allowed to change his mind, but Ant says it comes down to respect. Like you, like
well, what if LaMarcus said, I wanted to come play center for the Mavericks, and they said to DeAndre, you know what, we got a better person coming. They're gonna renege. You gonna be mad at Cuban?
Yo, I just won't even look at Pop. I just want to look at Pop in his eye, fellas. If he did that, he would not disrespect Red Pop with 10 minutes left and say, "Yo," not even call him. Like, he didn't even text him or nothing. Like,
that's the weak. That's the one side I don't agree with. He didn't call him.
He didn't make a call. He didn't say anything. Like, if you're gonna go that route and you make up your mind and you're like, all right, I'm going back on my initial thoughts. Just pick up the phone or have your agent do it. Somebody do it. To me, that's the only thing where I was like, come on, man.
Yeah, that was the only weak thing about
it. Yeah,
that.
like you could go back to your team, but to me, that was weak. That was
weak, man.
Like, I didn't like that. Like, whatever. You don't want to play for Dallas. You could have easily been like, Mark, I'm sorry. Like, it sounds like he's one of those people where if Mark talked to him on the phone, he'd been like, I'm a Maverick again.
You know what? I was reading about that he is the type of dude that is very impressionable, and Cuban and what's the dude's name? The white boy on 18.
Parsons.
They sold him a dream, and being impressionable. Jordan is like, he liked it. He wanted to be a free agent. He wanted to be wine and dine. They did a lot for him. And, at the time, he probably wasn't getting along. He wanted to be a man. He wanted to embrace free agency. And they sold him on a dream. And then he realized, look, they got a dude that's coming off an ACL injury. They're not that good. And I'm going to go from a 50-win team to maybe a 40-win team in the West where I have to be the man, whereas I can be the third wheel, get mines, and not be dominant and still win.
But like you say, you had 10 days to be like, you know what, I want to think about this. I'll let you guys know. You don't I'm going to sign with you guys.
That comes down to the Clippers not, the Clippers dropped the ball on that because they, like, what's the name, said it on the radio. The boy, what's the white boy, jump shooter? JJ Redick put him on blast, and then that's when they went into action because they was like, we had one job. To re-sign DJ, and they were kind of cavalier about it. They were like, go out and search free agency, do what you do, and then we'll come get you later. And then when he signed, they was like, yo, banana boats. You see the emoji war with the NBA players on Twitter?
Yeah.
They had the banana boats, the Kobe. Everybody had to chime in. The whole squad went to go get DJ because they knew how the Clippers went from playoff to no off to back in the playoffs.
But funny. You know what's funny though? Not only did you do that, you got other people signing their lives on the line because they're thinking that you're coming aboard. So you really mess up like a lot of people. Even though he did tell Matthews, you could just honor this contract if you want. But suppose he didn't and he wanted to leave, and it's like, yo, at the end of the day, this is a business. You ain't going nowhere. But I only came because this soft over here said he was going to come. And it's almost like why Chris Paul had to kill his vacation and say, yo, my fault, man. Like stop crying. Like, man, you're a grown man. You can't make your own decisions. Either you come in or you not. And if you don't want to, I think Cuban is part of the mob or something, man. He probably want to cut your head off.
He's not.
No.
Because why you didn't call him? It's got to be a reason why. You're 6'10".
It's what Cam just said. Like, he's impressionable. You be like, yo, I'm gonna go. He'd be like, yeah, I'll show up. But then he doesn't really want to go. He's one of those people.
That's awesome.
I read a story about him buying a bunch of gadgets and electronics and then taking them back a month later.
All right. Anyway, let's switch gears. I was gonna talk about the NWO, the Spurs. But we don't even gotta speak about them. Let's talk about Serena Williams real quick. Do you guys think she's the greatest female tennis player of all time?
Wait.
She will be
Let's,
if she.
let's scroll back. Is she
Yeah.
the greatest athlete of our generation? I think that's a larger
No.
conversation.
No,
Jordan.
Nah,
Well,
LeBron,
let's talk
man.
about
no,
Michael Jordan.
no.
Yeah, Jordan, LeBron.
LeBron. I'm
Nah,
putting Serena
man.
Williams over LeBron.
Yo, hold on. Let's rewind a little bit. Hey, hold on. Let's rewind.
Nah.
We didn't get to talk about the Bulls and the Lakers draft. I'm gonna touch on my Lakers draft real quick.
Oh, go ahead. You can talk. I don't want to talk about my Bulls, but go ahead.
All right. So we spurred Jaleel Okafor with the second pick, and we drafted D'Angelo Russell, which I think, in my opinion, being on the I was about to say the West Coast, but the Western Conference, it was a smart move, and it just shows you that we are trying to adapt to the, I guess, quote unquote, new NBA. You still need a big man. I still think Jaleel Okafor is going to be a beast. I watched him play. He has hands that are big as Andre Giant's. But I think D'Angelo, with all the turnovers aside, he's going to learn the game. The game's going to slow down. I think we kind of reached with Larry Nance. And then the dude from Stanford, I think, was a good player. I'm embracing the youth movement. Next year, we're gonna probably be garbage, middle of the road garbage, but we're gonna show. No, I'm serious. Like it's gonna be a learning curve, dude. Like I'm watching these summer league games, and like I said, D'Angelo has a lot of turnovers, but then he'll do something that's super special. You'll be like, okay, I get it. I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Porzingis. I see him. He has poise. He gets bullied around, but he'll do something, and then you'll be like, okay, I see why we drafted him. We got Larry Nance, who's a energy guy. You know what I'm saying? We got to embrace the youth movement. Randall.
I like Randall, man. He plays big.
Yeah. So, it'll be a nice touch. So
there's both places, New York and LA. They're fast-paced places. So for you guys to be watching these teams build, it's something new that I've never seen. Like these teams are normally overnight success. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got a question for y'all. Do y'all think Kobe will pass the baton over to Russell? I want to say let him take over, but turn it down a little bit and let Russell control the show, opposed to Kobe saying, "I got it. I'll bring the ball up. You run down."
No. Russell's going to be the point guard.
Robin.
No, he's going to be the point guard. He's going to bring the rock up. And then Clarkson is probably the one that outshined them all right now because he's got that year under his belt. And then Russell's it's going to take another 2 years, man, before we see like a vast improvement. They got to learn to play together because they haven't played together. Like Randall got hurt 10 minutes into the first game.
So he doesn't start? Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
He doesn't start day one?
Randall or
no, Russell.
Russell starts. He's the point guard.
He starts? Okay.
Yeah, he starts. They're gonna run Russell out there. Clarkson is gonna be the odd man out because he has to fight with Lou Williams, the free agent pickup, and Kobe. And they're gonna slide Kobe to shooting guard to alleviate the defensive responsibilities of the off guard. So it's a work in progress. Like I said, we're gonna be garbage next year. And if we're gonna tank to get the third pick. But if we're gonna be middle of the road, we need to see improvement from the young pups. You know what I'm saying? It's just like with New York. You got to see Jerry and Grant. You got to see Kristaps Porzingis develop, and it's going to be like a 2 to 3 year progress. Sorry, Melo, it's not going to happen. Sorry, Kobe, this is a wrap. Unless every free agent next year we get Kevin Durant, which is highly unlikely. We're not going to be in the mix for like the next 2-3 years.
If I'm not mistaken, though, if y'all do finish third, that pick goes to Philly, no?
No, if we finish third and above, we keep it. If it goes fourth and below, then it goes to Philly.
Okay.
So I wouldn't mind it going to Philly if the youth movement show improvement. Like we barely missed the playoffs, or we get in the playoffs, get knocked out in the first round, or we look good. And you be like, okay, a free agent is going to look at that and be like, they just a player or two away from being really good. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm banking on Randall, Russell, and Clarkson. That's why I didn't want to trade for Boogie, even though Boogie would have been exponentially better at the front court. You don't want to make that move and give up 3 potentially good players just to be good now for one. So it doesn't make any sense. So
yeah.
All right, let's not talk about the Knicks or Lakers until the season starts.
Yeah.
Ever again, yo.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's summer league.
Pope died, man. Pope, you all right, man?
My fault, Pope.
Pope probably went to use the bathroom and take a nap, man. So, y'all talking about the summer league like it means anything, man.
No, nobody. No,
No,
one.
we're talking about just the players, the progression of the players. That's what
all
we
I
you
gotta
talking
go
agree,
about.
by.
but
True
we
fans,
do
true
we could
fans
go
right
by
here.
it. But a lot of players in the summer league aren't making these teams.
Yeah.
And when you got to guard Carmelo in practice, go up against Kobe, LeBron, Jimmy Butler, like that's when
I
we're gonna
mean,
be able
they
to
in
be
it,
like,
but they're lottery picks for a reason. So we hold that high expectations with them. They're lottery picks, so
I
they
agree.
gotta be.
I agree.
That's
But
all.
to me, summer league is I take it with a grain of salt. As long as you show signs like you guys are saying, but I don't read into it too much.
Yeah, but again, like Kim said, I don't. Neither one of these guys are gonna make an impact now. They're gonna at least contribute, but next year after, then we're gonna be like, all right, now I see why we really drafted these guys.
How many
So,
people from summer league usually go on to the regular season?
well, some already are under contracts. About one or two are fighting for a roster spot.
Oh, I see.
Some of them,
Yeah.
some of them just for tune up, the life of the NBA game. But one or two might make it out.
Yeah, most of the people that come are trying to make an NBA roster.
Yeah.
You have your lottery picks or your draft picks out
Man,
there.
Yeah.
that's
Showing-
stressful right there.
It's very hard to make a roster if you're not drafted. Like you got to be like really good, really good.
That's just crazy, man. No, that's not bad.
Yo, Ant, if you made it to the summer league, you think you could make it to the Knicks?
I made it to the summer league. If I was on summer league right now, I can average at least 2 points a game, 3 points. And that's saying a lot. The Wayne Pipe saying you fucking bullshitting. Well, I could get.
I am.
I already know you're gonna say not even 3 points. I can't get 1 point D.
Dude, in your 30s right now? Come on,
With
man.
those
now.
knees?
Not
Yeah, make
scoring.
pause. In my 20s, I was scoring 1 point, 2 points, maybe.
You'll get 8
Maybe.
fouls, I'll give you that.
I wouldn't even touch them. I would get crossed right off my shoes. Get out of here.
And
Yo.
in the D League, that's a whole TV show right there.
I would shoot. Honestly, the only way I might score if it's a timeout, they set the play off half court. I get it real quick and I just go nuts.
Yeah,
and just shoot.
because they're not giving you a set play.
Yeah, they not give me a set play, so it gotta be a broke. I just gotta catch it and just throw it up. If I get benched, I get benched. But if it goes in, I got 2 points.
Let's talk about Serena.
Yeah.
Yo,
All right, what was your question about
I
Serena?
want to
Is she
see
the greatest
Ant in the D
athlete?
League. All right, we go. Serena Williams just won Wimbledon, and the first hits. Is she the greatest tennis player of all time? And the next goes
No.
to the
No.
hold on. And the next first they do is she the greatest female tennis player, and then the next is she the greatest athlete of our generation, meaning between our
2000s.
lifetimes. Yeah, so the
Okay.
last 30 plus years, we'll say.
Okay.
And they put her they're putting her in the realm of the Jordan. And
Can I have your
Magic. And this
definition of a great athlete? Like, what's
Well,
the best? What makes her the
that's-
best athlete? What's
and
the
that's why
definition
we're
of that?
putting it out to the court, because that's the conversation that's happening. And TOT, that's what we here for. We giving opinions, son.
All right,
Well-
I'm gonna jump this off, man. No across the board, and the reason why is because
Wait, no. In terms of being
She-
the greatest female, and in terms
she's not. She is not there yet. That is pending.
Okay.
Okay, and I have stats to back this up.
Analytics.
Same here.
Yeah.
Analytics.
So
TOT.
So the second one, is she the greatest athlete? Again, no. I know better athletes than her. I mean, she's great, and she is the best right now. And what was the other question, Cam? I'm sorry.
No. That was both of them. I mean, the
Okay.
reason why they said both, just really quick, is and one of the there's tons of stats that we can go over, whatever. She's third on the Grand Slam list behind the Court and Steffi Graf.
Yeah,
But-
I'm gonna just break it down.
but
Steffi Graf
the-
is probably the best female ever to play the game
But
right now in the tennis.
the one that's interesting to me that someone brought up was her opponent at Wimbledon was 6 when Serena first won her Grand Slam, and she's been number 1 for the last 124 weeks. That, which to me is bananas. And the last stat is what does it say? Out of in 5 years, in 269 matches, she's won 249, which is bananas.
No, she goes. But if
She's
we're gonna look at
good.
the whole body of
Yeah.
work, let's compare Steffi Graf to Serena. Steffi Graf is pretty much the Jack Nicklaus to our Tiger Woods.
Shoot.
So Steffi Graf has 22 Grand Slams. Serena has 21. She's bound to catch that, obviously.
Martina Hingis, I think, is better than her too.
No,
Nah,
stop, Ant.
I think so. That's just my opinion. I seen them play.
No.
Okay, but Ant, stop.
Hingis has come and gone and retired, and she coaches now while Serena has.
What you mean come and going? You check her come and going. What you talking about come and going?
When last time you seen Hingis play?
Hingis ain't better than Venus Williams. Go ahead, man.
She barely better than
Hingis hasn't. She left for injury. It's been about 2012 she left, but during her prime years, she was unbeaten. She was dominant.
For like
the same thing with Venus is doing.
I give you this. When you love somebody or something, God, you go hard, yo.
Hey,
the kiss.
I mean, I love y'all. I love y'all too, man. I love y'all too. So y'all know I'm going all out.
Hingis was dope, man.
Hey, Skip Bayless over there. Look, the realization of it is Steffi Graf has 9. She's a 900 win, 115 losses. Serena's got 723, 121 total weeks. Steffi Graf 377. Serena 248. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Consecutive weeks ranked number 1. Cam was right, 124. Consecutive weeks of Steffi Graf, 186. Now, Serena does have her on the Australia Open. Steffi has more on the French Open. Wimbledon, it's only a 1 win, with Steffi Graf leading 7-6. U.S. Open, Serena kills 6-5. Total titles, Steffi Graf has 107. Serena has 68.
Nice.
Now, right now, Serena is our tiger, chasing the great. And she will, I think if they play right now, I think Serena would beat Steffi Graf because I think it's a different level of competition.
True.
And she, physically, Serena is just above and beyond a lot of these female tennis players. But what she's doing right now, we are witnessing greatness.
And let me interject really quick just for Ant. Ant, I looked it up. Hingis actually won the doubles at Wimbledon this year. So just to put that out there. There you go. Martina Hingis.
Yo, Hingis.
Martina Hingis is better than Serena Williams?
Stats right now. And her stats is it's crazy.
She's ranked number 2 in doubles right now, and she won the doubles Wimbledon.
Number 1.
I was curious.
Martina Hingis?
Hingis.
5 Grand Slams? You comparing her to somebody with 21? Oh my God! Are you sure you're talking about the right person?
Oh, good grief!
Yo, you got to be joking, right? Has she ever been ranked number 1?
Yeah. She's been retired twice.
209 weeks, she was number 1.
Nah, she was number 1 for a minute, and her stint, she was
number
on
1
it.
in the world.
Her and Venus were going back and forth for days, and then Serena too.
That's before Serena came into the mix. Because when Serena came in, she was killing her older sister.
Yeah, she said the highest, youngest ever records before ligament injuries on both ankles. So injuries pretty much.
But what doesn't matter if you have injuries? That's your fault.
It's your fault.
Before that, I'm just going by based off what she did prior to how long she was playing. It was great what she did.
Tiger Woods would have been the greatest golf player of all time. He arguably could be before his whole incident that went down with his wife.
I still think Tiger Woods is the best to ever do it. I don't care. Jack Nicholson may have more, but Tiger is the best.
In terms of the greatest athlete of our generation, I would still put Tiger ahead of her. I'll put her ahead of LeBron. I'm going from 2000s because if we go to 90s, it's obviously a no. Because I'm going to say Michael Jordan.
When you say athlete, D, what do you mean the best athlete? Because
like accomplishments, what they've done in their
sport, Max.
Like she's one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, she's one of the greatest of all time.
She's in everybody's top 5.
She's not the best. I don't.
She's easily anybody who watches tennis who's not even a fan of tennis. She has to be in your top 5, arguably your top 3. Yeah. So I think when it's all said and done, she might be the greatest, but right now she's not the greatest athlete of this generation, and she's not the greatest tennis female player ever. But she is on her way, definitely. I think back in those days, I just think the competition for men and women were better. At least when I was growing up in the 90s.
I just look at it like this. You put Serena back in there when them females playing, she would probably kill him because she physically is just stronger than them.
Yeah, I mean, but you can't do that. That's not
But
fair.
it's also skill.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying because there's more. What is it, Martina Navratilova? I remember her.
60s, I might average 20 points in NBA, yo. So it's just like,
no, that's what I'm
better
saying.
athletes.
Better athletes, and they're stronger.
You put Ant back there. Ant,
he's
2020.
Yeah, because you look at like I'm a segue to football. The average lineman was my weight. Now the average lineman is like 300 pounds, 6'5". You know what I'm saying? So
and running a 4.2.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I was saying when you said athlete. I was like, there's no way we could say any NFL player might be a better athlete than her. That's why I was like, what do you mean by best athlete? But the best in the sport, LeBron James got it, man.
I would put a soccer player over her right now.
LeBron can play all positions.
Yeah, I put Messi over her right now because Messi is killing it.
Yeah, wait, like, athlete-wise, accomplishments, she's better than LeBron. Yeah. I'm not talking about running from the 20-yard line to the 30-yard line. I'm talking
not
about
athletic ability.
Accomplishment.
Accomplishment in their sport.
What she means, what they mean to the sport, what are the greatness in their position and their profession.
So like Tiger Woods and Jordan. Jordan's number 1, Tiger's number 2.
I'm not going that far back. I'm not going to the 90s.
I would put 2 soccer players above her, man. Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. They're better than her.
Hold on. Number 1 is Floyd Mayweather. That's all the hate. Even though we hate him, we're not talking about the hate. We're talking about accomplishments. He's undefeated.
That's a very valid point.
That's a valid point.
Yep,
that's a valid point.
We have to put Floyd number 1.
No, you're right.
But we're talking about level of competition as well. So that's
that's what we take to knock.
We fought a lot of plumbers and landlords.
That's not
later.
Come on, boy. Yo, even though we hate him, man never lost a single match in his career in his profession.
Plumbers and landlords.
So you gotta give it to him.
Granted, that is the positive, but the knock is he didn't go against the best. Where you got Serena going against the best. You got soccer players going against the best. If we go back to Jordan, he played the best. You know what I'm saying? They played the best competition. That's the knock.
Yes. Today you're going to talk about Floyd, but when he retires, when you look back at the classic matches, the classic fights, he doesn't have any.
But why are we only bringing that up when it comes to Floyd? Because y'all just told me we're going by accolades.
I've been saying that.
No, I'm
going by accolades.
I'm a Floyd supporter. You know that.
Yeah.
And I said in the beginning he fought the best, and then when he didn't have nobody to fight, he went up in weight, and that's when he was kind of fighting for his career.
He wanted the money.
So that's the knock.
Right,
that's the knock.
He's still 49-0 in his profession.
That is true.
That gotta count for something.
Joe Calzaghe retired undefeated as well. It doesn't mean anything to me. Exactly. Thank you.
Calzaghe never fought a pack.
He beat Bernard Hopkins. He beat Roy Jones Jr. 2 Hall of Famers.
And Floyd beat Floyd.
Well, I was just bringing up Joe Calzaghe. I'm bringing up people who retired undefeated, which means nothing to me. So that's why I brought up Joe Calzaghe.
Floyd beat, no matter age, at least 5 Hall of Famers. Whatever. Granted, if they're older now, Floyd has beat at least 5 Hall of Famers.
Floyd in his early days, he fought a lot of good boxers, and when
he got rich, he fell back.
Yeah, he fell back. So, but he's not. He's
people who are. They said like they're breaking stuff in their division. Like Manny Pacquiao's right there with Floyd when you come with accolades and things he's done in his career. Like right now, almost like Serena Williams in tennis. Like you could compare Manny before the fight in terms of winning as many. He's won more belts in divisions than Floyd. Like there's numbers. Listen, there's numbers that people are fighting right now that are better than Floyd. Floyd still has 48-0. We're talking about Serena Williams, who's dominating her field
for the last like 5 to 10 years. It's ridiculous.
But as an athlete, what's the number 1 thing you play for? Is to win. Yes or no?
That's not the complete thing, though.
It's all about winning. That's the main.
That's what you just say. LeBron's the best athlete.
But Floyd does not know what losing is yet. He doesn't even know what it feels like to lose.
He did. Crazy. He does. He lost in the Olympics. That was his first and last loss.
He got robbed, though. We all know he got robbed. He should have won a gold. He got jerked by a commission, and they got fired for that.
Floyd does not know what it is. He's not a better athlete than Serena Williams.
How can you? I'm not. What? He's in the best shape of his life. He's 40-something years old. You still can't touch him. You gotta
get a top 5 boxer of all time, Anthony.
We're not talking about boxing. We're talking about just based off of accolades.
I just saw Serena Williams the top 5 in her sport of all time.
And that's different though. Boxing and tennis is 2 different things.
Oh my God.
It is though, D. Because it is though. It's two different sports.
All right.
I
So
respect boxing more than tennis.
So
All right.
Doesn't know that. We're talking about athletes in their profession.
That's their profession.
Yes.
Like, and I'm gonna say this,
and
check, hear me out, and so when ESPN or one of these sports magazines put the greatest athlete of all time, it doesn't matter what sport. It matters of what their accolades, it's a collection of various things, like how dominant they are in a profession, how they transcend other sports, being a winner, their record. It's a lot of things going on. You just can't.
Are we serious? This nigga Floyd is making $1 million a second.
What? What does it have to do with
What
does money have to do with anything?
Because he transcended how pay-per-view is generated. He transcended how money he's making through boxing. Boxing wants him out the game because he has a monopoly over them. You have to pay me for me to fight. What athlete get paid $1 million a minute?
The blueprint was from Oscar De La Hoya. And Oscar De La Hoya passed the torch to Floyd.
Man, Floyd changed the game. He changed the game, though.
If you want to go inflation, his numbers, Oscar De La Hoya's numbers are still better than Floyd. Granted, with inflation, Floyd's numbers are better. Back to athletes. What Cam just said, we're talking about when you retire, when it's all said and done, when we're looking at the top, I'll bring wrestling. When you're looking at the top 5 wrestlers of all time, you're going to bring The Rock. You're going to bring Hulk Hogan. When you're looking at the top female tennis players, you're gonna say Serena Williams. I'm not saying Floyd Mayweather. I'm not saying.
What do they play for? What do they all play for? To win.
I'm not saying he's not one of the best. He's not one of the greatest athletes out right now. But when it's all said and done, I can't compare Serena Williams and Floyd. She has done more for her sport. There's probably more females out here.
Yo, come on, D.
You don't think Serena Williams is a bigger impact in tennis than Floyd is for boxing?
Floyd won one day in one fight. Floyd generated $500 million in one night in 2 hours.
But it's not about money, Ant.
It's about money.
Stop. You're both wrong. You're both wrong. It is about money, but it ain't the only thing, the only criteria.
I didn't say that either.
So when I talk about a player and someone tells me, yo, he's not averaging his points, I can say, yo, but he's averaging 13 million.
No, but in boxing,
got those 10 rebounds.
But you can't. But that's the thing. Only in boxing, Floyd is the only one that can do that. Floyd's the only person that's gonna say, "You're gonna pay me to see me." That's the difference. And then, everyone does not say that. Everyone does not say that.
Tiger Woods. If we're gonna with money, no one compares to Tiger Woods.
True.
He's.
That's why I said. Okay.
Billionaire.
You're right. But
Tiger Woods is the greatest athlete of all time. If we're going by what you're saying. If we're going by career earnings, what you've done is Tiger Woods is a great athlete because he almost generated $1 billion.
They said Floyd made more money than what countries do in an hour. He made more money than what countries make in a year. What Floyd did. That's insane what he did. And on top of that, he's undefeated. So it's not like we're paying him and he's 30 and 15. The man is 49-0 and about to be 50-0 in September.
When you're 65 years old and somebody brings a Floyd Mayweather, you're gonna tell me he made $500,000. You're gonna bring up his money or you're gonna bring up his fights? True.
Being that,
are you gonna talk about his money? Or are you gonna talk about his competition, the fights that he's been in? Are you gonna
Hold on, let me throw some numbers. Tiger Woods is the top paid athlete from 2002 to 2011, topping well over 70 million, all the way up as high as 115. Floyd last year was the highest paid athlete with 105 mil, which is kind of crazy. 2012, 85 mil.
That's
hold on, fellas. I'm gonna step up just for a quick second.
But I think it is an interesting argument between who is more impactful in their sport, Floyd or Serena, and how you would have to quantify that and those different types of things.
I could quantify through money, popularity. I could quantify Floyd wins on all levels.
So
again, the man made $1 million a minute. Who can do that?
You've been watching ESPN. We've all have since we've been kids. There's the NFL Network. There's so many different. Fox used to have stuff. When you watch these shows and they have their top 10 lists, I've never heard them say, yo, this person makes this money. This is why he's over this person on the list. Money has nothing to do with when we're comparing
Okay, let's
sweat
go to
and
world
tears
titles.
you have done in your sport. Money holds no weight. That's great that he's making all this money, but it doesn't matter.
He's impactful into his sport.
When it comes to
He
boxing,
makes his sport.
unfortunately, D, money does matter. When it
But
comes
I
to
think,
boxing, money is everything because you got to promote yourself. You got to sell the fight. You have to.
But
If you don't,
let me ask you a question.
yeah.
Do you think Floyd has helped or hurt boxing
In the latest stages of his career,
in the
I think he's
last 5
in the,
years?
I know. I think he's held boxing on the fact that people are going to pay Floyd to see him whether he wins or to see him lose. That alone, hold on, Cam. That alone is crazy. Number two, yes, I think he hurt boxing when it comes to this Pacquiao fight because the new casual boxing fans who want to see this fight saw a boring fight, and I think that hurt boxing. And Floyd ties in all of this money, and it goes all to him. Like he literally, people want him out the game because you can't front. He's the ultimate promoter. He promoted himself, whether you like it or not. And he got to the point where he's making $1 million a minute. You count to 60, I got $1 million. That's insane.
I think Floyd has made boxing relevant. Like people actually still care about it and talking about it.
They wouldn't pay to do it if they didn't.
If it wasn't for Floyd, that's the only reason we even talk about boxing now, which is pretty sad in terms of the public realm. I think the other aspect, and I actually just watched Champs, which is a documentary on Netflix about boxing. It was really dope. Bernard Hopkins, Tyson, Lennox Lewis, all these people. But
Evander Holyfield.
Yeah, Evander Holyfield. But one of the best parts about it was the later part of the documentary, and they're talking about money and how it's cool that Floyd's making $1 million a second, but your average boxer is still making like $30K. So it is dope that he's his own promoter and he does all that kind of stuff, which is great. But on a global scale of boxing is still pretty fucked up to the point where it's unregulated. There's really no union. All these dudes are mostly coming from, low income housing and low education. So for every Floyd and Pacquiao, there's literally 130,000 Joe Bums just fighting.
I mean, in terms of like to be a boxer, like you have to be the toughest of the tough. Like you're not going in there being well educated. You have to come from a rough background. You have to have some type of adversity. I feel like that's how boxing's always been. But in terms of like, there's a lot of good fighters out there. And granted, Floyd has a casual fan watching, but in terms of like boxing itself, it's doing good. There's a lot of people who make entertaining fights. It's just when you watch a Floyd fight, you're going to sleep. He unfortunately has a huge name, but his fights don't do anything. And when, like I said, when it's all said and done, I've been watching boxing since I was a little kid. When I look at old boxers, when I look at people, I look at their
Yeah, I'm gonna do it right now.
their what you call it, their entire portfolio, what they've done in their career. And like when you look at Floyd, he's had a decent career. It's been solid, but it always comes down to who you fought, what you did in your sport. And like with Floyd, there's been fighters that he could have fought that he didn't fight. Like when you bring up somebody like Roy Jones had me in his division, so he had to go up to heavyweight. Like there's certain people who you give them a pass because look at Mike Tyson. He was knocking out everybody. Look at those highlights. I didn't even know who half those people were. Yeah. I just seen Jerry curls and mullets. Just sweat in the air.
Oh man.
But what he did in his career at that age, that he broke records. And what you're bringing up is money, and I'm like that holds no weight to me.
I'm going by what you said about overall with everything.
But Ant, your whole defense was more about money than.
And my thing too for Floyd is I think the biggest impact Floyd's done in the last 5 to 10 has kept that relevancy in boxing because him and Pacquiao were the two biggest.
Because he has a casual fan watching.
Exactly.
And Pacquiao, like you said, Cam. Yeah.
They have the Klitschko brothers and all that stuff. But in terms of like the average dude, like they could say who Pacquiao or Floyd is, and so he kept boxing relevant. On top of all that, and because of his unbeaten record, which he'll probably beat the record for being undefeated, contested as everyone keeps saying. So I think in terms of that, I think Floyd has definitely had an impact on boxing in general.
And Kim, let's not forget, boxing is a contact sport. So to make it this long without getting killed is different. You can play tennis and hit a goddamn tennis ball all the way out to your legs blow out because of straight fatigue. But boxing is a dangerous sport. It's a contact sport, and
It's pretty much the number one
dominates the
dangerous
game
sport though. You can't.
without getting killed.
Brutal.
But that's why. But you have to put that into account. It's also a dangerous sport
So
that
all right,
a lot of people
so
don't make it to 49 fights, let alone 49
Brandon,
0.
let me say
So
this: Floyd is one of the greatest defensive fighters of all time. I give him that. He's a great fighter. I'm not taking anything away from him. I was just bringing up top 5 in the sport. So if we're going by sports, who's the better athlete, Ant? Michael Jordan or Floyd Mayweather?
Well, okay, Floyd won 5 belts in 5 different weight classes and dominated each class. That alone is great in itself. Michael Jordan, he's number one because Michael Jordan pretty much dominated the game. He won 3 back-to-back titles after retirement. Michael Jordan number one. But overall,
he won 2 back-to-back titles.
Yeah,
back-to-back. Sorry, I would say Michael Jordan. Then I would probably say Tiger Woods, and then I would probably say Floyd Mayweather because there's no way
over Muhammad Ali. Over Sugar Ray Leonard.
You're talking about what again?
But no, we're talking about greatest athletes in
their profession.
This is your list. All right, go ahead. This is your list of greatest athletes ever
in their profession.
Greatest in that profession, you have to, again, any person that can make $1 million a minute is.
Oh my God!
It's true, D, because at the end of the day, okay, I just gave you. He got 5. He got 5 belts.
The reason why
he has 5 belts in 5 weight classes. So that's an accolade in itself right there, and he's 49-0. Those 3 things right there is my argument that he's the number 1 athlete. He's never lost in his profession, which everybody else has.
It's an individual sport.
It doesn't matter. He's still dominated.
Those points are valid, but it's not strong enough to put him over.
What does he got to do then? So tell me what he got to do to be better than Serena. Tell me.
Okay.
What is it that he hasn't done?
Okay, I'm gonna relay your points that you reiterated, and that was he makes a lot of money. That's granted because we do hold like what they bring to the table. The one standard they hold Tiger Woods to is that he made golf relevant it because he got a lot of people paid because people wanted to watch him. So Mayweather does making money. Excuse me, Mayweather making money and bringing these pay-per-view I count that. He's undefeated. I count that. What else? What else has he done?
He has five titles in 5 different weight classes.
So does Pacquiao, but I count that. That goes into his credentials.
Shit,
that
Pacquiao actually has 7, but go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So again, I am the biggest Mayweather fan, but he's not better. He's not the greatest athlete. He's not 3rd on my list because what he does off the field too counts. You know,
You're right.
That's your legacy. Who he fights. Throughout his whole career,
hold on. Wait. All right, I counted. All right.
And through his whole career, not his beginning, because in his beginning he was rock solid. But then in his later career, he didn't fight all the greats. He didn't fight Mosley when he was supposed to fight Mosley. He didn't fight Cotto when he was supposed to fight Cotto. He didn't fight Pacquiao when he was supposed to fight Pacquiao. He fought him later. He was strategized.
That's politics. That's all politics.
But that's part of him. That's part of his legacy. It's just like when you say. It's just like when you say Kobe. Then he got 3 with Shaq. That's just part of his legacy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's part of his legacy.
I don't know. Boxing is boxing. I don't know who said what. You got promoters who could say no. Boxing is crazy when it comes to that, man. I don't know who's telling the truth.
But at the end of the day, that's what it is. That's the reality of it is. It's just like when Roy Jones couldn't fight any better competition because the competition was whack. We don't hold him against that. That's just what it is. So.
Oh, interesting. All right,
but when you say outside of boxing, but we also forgot he also has his own boxing company. He also trains.
Okay.
No, that's outside the ring. You say he does good things. I'm telling you what he's done.
But so does a lot of other boxing. But I mean, I'm telling you what he brings all of those.
You asked me a question.
All of those individuals.
Man, Pacquiao's he's in politics. Like, come on, like let's stick to the sport.
Floyd has Floyd Mayweather. I am. Floyd has Floyd Mayweather on promotions.
That's Jordan has Air Jordan. Like.
But he's keeping it in boxing, though. I'm not leaving boxing. When it comes to boxing, it's different than basketball and football. It's a different beast. It's all about promotion. It's all about selling. That's what it's about. If you don't have a name, you can sell yourself. You're not making it. You're not going to be on TV. Boxing is different than the rest of these sports.
Three out of 8. We're just going to leave it at this. 3 out of the 4 panelists don't believe Mayweather is 3rd greatest athlete of all time. We'll just
I don't know. I still haven't had a valid reason of why though, because what has Floyd hasn't done in his sport? Nobody has done what he's done. Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson.
Has he fought? Has he fought? Every fight has been like his greatest adversary, or like you could say 70 to 80% of his competition has been his greatest adversary. I can say no.
Again, he's never fought.
How many great fights does he have though?
Just remember though, the
Name his fights. I can name
49 other people had on.
Hey, and I can
name his greatest fights.
I can tell you right now.
Corrales is one of his greatest fights.
She was like,
what got him over the top?
I think the Towers was
what got him.
That happened.
What got him over? It doesn't matter. You named it. You name it. Shit, you bringing up Muhammad Ali. Shit, I ain't see one fight of his. So,
then you're not a real boxing fan. Then how can you talk about the sport if you say you've never seen a fight?
But my point is we can't knock who Floyd fought. He fought good fighters in his career.
See, boxing is different when you compare it to sports like baseball or other things, because you could go to the footage of boxing and watch these people fight each other. Like boxing is one sport where I could look at a fight from the 70s or 60s and be like, this is still entertaining. You try to show me baseball, the Yankees in the 70s, I'm turning it off immediately. Like, trust me, you could go back and watch Muhammad Ali fight. So that's a bad terminology right there.
No, when I meant by that, they saying that you're naming up Ali fights, but I've seen Floyd. Man, we've seen Floyd fights, and it's all about styles make fights. He's beaten Corrales, Castillo's. What got him over the top when he beat Gotti? Those are monumental fights. Granted, Gotti might not have been the best, but at that time he was the money maker. And boxing is all about who's the attraction. Floyd came in there and he put on the show. He promotes his own self.
But you comparing him to fighters who have fought Hall of Fame people in the prime of both careers. Like Sugar Ray has fought people in the prime of both careers. Muhammad Ali has done it. Roberto Duran, Hagler, Hearns. Like,
what about his
Julio Cesar Chavez? And I already said he's one of the greatest defensive fighters ever.
He's the best defensive fighter ever. Let's get that straight.
It depends on who you ask. I think Pernell Whitaker's better than him, but
Sweet Pea. Forgot about him.
It could be argued. I didn't say freaking Shane Mosley. I'm talking about somebody who's known for great defense. Pernell Whitaker's one of the greatest of all time as well.
And you got to realize I'm the biggest Mayweather fan out there, but you're not going to convince me and say he's the third greatest athletes behind Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods. Heck no.
That's why I asked you what determines the greatest athlete, because when it comes to boxing, you have to. I'm sorry, but you have to
put him ahead of Wayne Gretzky
because money makes fights.
Oh yeah, stop. That is right there. Stop it. Stop.
What?
He's ranked lower before. He's not higher than Gretzky. Stop it.
No, I'm exactly.
He's missed. You know what? I'm done with this because Gretzky is the greatest.
Yo, I could pick up Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson had cartoons. Bo Jackson had.
No, stop. And Wayne, we're not even going to go there. Wayne.
All right. Calm down. Let's wrap this up. Let's wrap it up. Calm down.
Who's okay? Has he lost?
Calm it down.
Has Gretzky lost? Just to know.
Check this out.
Floyd is on the run where nobody's on. Has Jerry Rice lost a game?
Jerry Rice is the greatest. Dope.
Jerry Rice is better than Floyd Mayweather.
Stop.
No, stop. Y'all wildin'. Y'all reaching now.
Hey, boy, you talk about reaching. Your hands too short to box this argument.
Jerry Rice just admitted that he was using sticky glue on his hands in his NFL career. He just came out and said, I was cheating. So,
bro, you ain't gonna tell me otherwise.
Sticky glue?
Listen,
look how many touchdowns he scored.
It doesn't matter. It came out. He said in his book, look it up. He said in his book.
And no one's denying that. We all heard that he said stick him when Tom Brady.
So then but that negates a lot from Jerry because all the crazy catches he had glue in his hands.
Stop. Who's better than him?
Who is better than him?
Who's better than Jerry Rice as a receiver?
Yeah.
If I had to pick one right now nobody. Come on, it's Jerry Rice.
Exactly. So stop it. So don't bring up the sticker issue.
Hold on. Everybody stop.
Still had glue or not.
And shut up. All right. Let's do.
He ain't better than Wayne Gretzky.
Look, we're gonna do our final words.
He mellow. Not playing.
See, now it's stupid. All right, we're gonna do
Anybody
our final words.
even know
We're gonna do final words right now, and we're gonna go with Pope because Pope hasn't said anything. Go ahead, Pope.
What? I was chiming in when I was. You know, y'all talking about.
I was chiming in.
I said shit when I needed shit. Fuck you, Cam. Don't say me, man. That's my final word, yo.
Weak.
All
Yo,
right.
I don't have. You talk about sports. I don't have any final word on this shit.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
Pope, I mean, we're talking about like Pope. You are not the hugest sports fan, but you have seen, you know about these
No,
people. You're more of a casual
no, I
fan,
do.
so you could
No,
say something
I
on
am
the
not.
casual aspect of being a sports fan. Like you know about the Wayne
But
Gretzky's.
my thing is though, if I spoke on this, it would be completely biased because I don't like Floyd Mayweather. I don't think I from what I've seen, he's never fought people when they needed to be fought. And that's a big mark on his legacy, and that's everyone's ever always saying that. I've seen it even when he's supposed to fight Pacquiao 5 years ago.
See
You know,
that
I don't.
you can say that because as a casual fan, to Ant's defense, Floyd makes you want to watch, and as a casual fan watching, you haven't been entertained. You haven't seen competition,
Yeah,
so you have
yeah.
every right to say it.
I don't like him because of that. I don't think he like. I grew up in the era of the older boxers where the heavyweight titles
Number
was the.
142, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think there's like the fact that Mayweather can choose his fights instead of it's like a type of ranking system. That's the thing I don't like about boxing. That's my final word. Shit.
Well, that's not Floyd's fault. That's just boxing in
That's what
itself.
he said. He didn't
Boxing,
like about
yeah.
boxing. He didn't just blame
Yeah, that's
Floyd.
what I'm talking about. I'm talking about as the sport. As a
Okay,
sport,
yeah.
All
I
right.
don't think you should be able to choose who you want to fight. Like if you're the champ, whoever is below you, who's next on the list, you should fight him no matter what, whether there's controversy or not. Like that's who's up next, so you got to fight him.
All right. Cam. Final words.
Wayne Gretzky is better than Floyd Mayweather, man. Nah, I'm gonna say this, man. This is my final word, man. You shouldn't even brought Wayne Gretzky. He's Mr. Hockey.
No, I brought him up to prove a point.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You just,
Wayne,
you
Wayne
had me
Gretzky.
entertain. No, stop. You had me entertaining the thought. Now, when you bring up Mr. Hockey,
Oh God.
he's not better than him. He's not even better than Messi, Lionel
Listen.
Messi. So now, hold
No.
on. This is my final word,
Yeah,
Skip.
let him talk.
So
Skip.
check this out, man. Greatest athlete, man. What they mean to their sport and all that, man. I put Messi up there, Jordan up there. I put Jim Brown up there if we talking about
yeah.
greatest at. You know what I'm saying? So
Pele.
Pele, all them. Like, there's a lot. Now, that's not a knock against Mayweather. He's up there, what he's done to the sport, but he's not even the greatest in his own like sport.
Profession,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy to me, man. Like, stop, man. And I love you to death, bro, but you gotta let that go, man.
No, because
All right.
I wait for
Hold
my
on.
last
Hold
one.
on, Ant. I'm gonna let Ant get the final. Dwayne, final word.
Okay. Well, my list of greatest athletes, and I don't want to sound like I'm a Floyd hater. He's one of the greatest boxers of all time. He is easily one of the greatest defensive boxers of all time. But like I said, I've been watching boxing with my own eyes since I've been like 5, 6 years old. Tuesday night fights on USA. I've watched
Mm-hmm.
a lot of fights. And when it comes to the sport of boxing, it's always about who you have fought in your career, what you have done in your career, and at the end of the day, he's done amazing things in terms of being undefeated, in terms of whatever if you want to say the money he made in boxing. But when we look at Hall of Fame boxers, we always look at who they found. So he doesn't have that on his resume, and if you could say it's because of boxing, so be it. But if we pick somebody who's fought in his era, such as a Miguel Cotto or a Manny Pacquiao, they have fought everybody on their way to wherever they were going. So in my eyes, they're granted Floyd Mayweather at the end of the day, he's going to be ranked higher than them. No, what I was saying when it comes to boxing, I always look at like what you have done, who you have fought in your career, and like I said, I don't want to take anything away from Floyd. Like he's one of the greatest, but in terms of entertainment and being a fan and doing certain things, he hasn't given me that.
All right. My final point is it's funny how that's it. This is for you, Denzel. Yo, it's funny how y'all talk about who Floyd doesn't fight, but how many times we seen in tournaments Serena's fighting the number 388th ranked person in the world? Like it's not like tennis players don't play bums either. To get to the finals, they play top 200 players ranked 180. So it's not like Serena's been beating legends every match. So everybody fights their bums until they get to the championship rounds. That's number one. So if that's the case, knock Serena off too, because if you check her stats in all her career, she's fought a lot of no-name tennis players that's not even ranked right now, or out the damn sport right now. That's number one. Number two, if you want to based off of what he's done in the sport, Floyd Mayweather has done everything you could possibly do in the game of boxing. To the point where if you hate him, you're gonna pay to watch him lose. That's a defeat. That's a feat within itself. You got to give Floyd for that as well. And he's fought a lot of quality players in this. All right, I'm done.
Nah, man, let's see. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up.
Forget my last. Yeah, wrap it up, man.
All right, this is Table of Truth, and we are out.
Listen and download to all of our episodes of The Table of Truth on iTunes. Just search The Table of Truth podcast.